Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about a book that I recently listened to on Audible, and it's called You're a Badass at Making Money. So the title alone grabbed my attention, but actually the content of it was incredibly fruitful, I would say, and very useful. She talks about, any limiting beliefs you might have with money, how you can become financially free and how to grow your wealth. So if those are the things that you want to learn about, you should stay tuned. Firstly, my name is Jodie and I've worked in finance in London for the last 10 years. And I recently created this finance channel, aka a YouTube channel, all about personal finance and all those bits and bobs to help improve your saving, your budgeting, and to be better with money overall. So hopefully these tips help you. So the very first thing I want to talk about with this book, You're a Badass at Making Money, is the fact that she goes into almost like a mindfulness or meditation view of what are your limiting beliefs about money. So it can be very deep if you wanted to, or it can just be, surface level. But she even, makes you think about back when you were a child, did you grow up in a household that maybe had like a poor money mindset, or was it a lot of abundance and a rich money mindset and very well off? And, that really shapes how you're going to be as an adult. So if you lived in a home where there wasn't that much money for, holidays, there wasn't that much money for nice food, you just had like the basic things, that will obviously shape how you will in the future. Or if you had someone who in the family who was very poor paying their bills, that might also be, your kind of take on, how to deal with money and bills as well. And if you happen to grow up in a household where there wasn't, a lot of money, you might have this idea in your mind that, money is something that I can never reach. I will never be rich. I will never be a millionaire. I will never be more successful than what I am now. This is, where I am at the minute. And essentially you're telling yourself that. And whatever you tell yourself, of course, becomes your own truth. So even if it's not to do with money, even if you say, oh, I'm such a loser, like all my friends are, doing so much better than I am, that will become your truth. And that will be, how you will live your life. And of course, that's not a very good place to be, and it will bring you down. So she talks about it from a financial point of view. So if you have these limiting beliefs about money, that money's evil, or you'll never be successful, whatever it is you're telling yourself, subconsciously about money, that will be your truth. So to try and be very conscious of that, and then to flip it on its head and to be more positive about that. The second point then is, if you do fall into this bucket of having a negative mindset about money, this is actually limiting your full potential. So as I said, if you never think that you can start your own company, for example, because you don't feel like you're going to be successful in that area, of course, then you're limiting your full potential, even if it's something that you truly, really want to do. So are you putting in barriers in your way? Are you your own worst judge and worst enemy about these things? A lot of the time, yes, sadly, that is the answer, that we're putting these barriers in our way, mainly to do with like money fears, maybe not that much confidence in ourselves and things like that. Have a bit of a think of how you're feeling at the minute. Do you have a negative mindset about money overall? You have limiting beliefs about what you can achieve? And are you putting that into your everyday life? The third thing she talks about is having a positive mindset, but more importantly, having, visualization help you to get to that future point. So this is a really interesting thing, because I think I've definitely done this in the past, where I will visualize the place that I want to be in. Let's say you're in your 50s, you're sitting on your porch, you're having your iced tea, and you've got, a couple of grandkids around you. Is that the life that you want? And if so, work backwards from that point and to see, how can you retire by the age of 50 if that's what you want to do? Or on the other side of the coin, if you want to, in your 50s, be traveling the world, be living in different apartments all across Europe, eating the most amazing food in Spain, whatever life that you want, everyone's going to be different. You visualize how you want to live, and then you work backwards and figure out, okay, from the age of 50 or whatever age you're thinking about, how can I work backwards to get to that point? What do I need to do now? If you're in your 20s, in your 30s, how can I get to that place financially? Okay, there's obviously a gap there. If you start investing from a young age, you will of course have compound growth over time over those few years. So if you start when you're 20 and then at the age of 50, you've got 30 years there of, let's say you're investing in an index fund like S&P 500, you've got 30 years there of compound growth. Now, if you save £100 every month for the next 30 years, this is how much money you will have. And if you put in a little bit more, like £500 a month, this is how much money you will have after 30 years. So if you can put in, the more you can put into investments every month and keep putting in the same amount every month, or even If you get a promotion, to put in a little bit more, once you get more disposable income, you can of course reach these goals, and oftentimes even sooner. The next tip she talks about is to become rich in your future. You have to have lots of, faith in your head to basically believe in things that are not yet done yet, not yet seen. So you have to have faith in yourself, you have to have confidence in yourself that you can achieve these things, and you also need to link in that visualization. If you want to live in Barcelona by the time you're 40, for example, and have retired and be by the beach every day, if you want that to be a reality, you're going to have to believe that that can be your truth. And how can you get there? Again, by making specific goals. And that's her next point, is to be really specific about those goals that you have. Whether it's retiring early, whether it's buying a property, whether it's having a family, all of those things require money, and how are you going to be able to get to that point? You need to write down a clear thing with a pen and paper, or like on a spreadsheet even, and just make clear goals for yourself. Clear things that you can tick off every time you do them, clear steps of, I'm going to invest every month, or I'm going to own a property in 3 years, or I'm going to, travel around Spain when I'm 25 and I need this amount of money to be able to do it before I can go. So whatever your specific goal is in whatever part of life you're in, you have to be, specific. You can't just say, oh, I want to be financially free. What does that mean for you? That means a lot of different things for a lot of different people. It might mean for some people that, oh, hey, maybe in their 30s or 40s, they get a part-time job, so they have more time on their hands, but they still have money coming in. Or it could mean to someone else that they want to fully retire by the age of 50. So understand specifically what your goals are and then work backwards to try and achieve them. I really recommend this book. As I said, I listened to it multiple times on Audible, and I'll drop a link to the book down here as well if you want the physical copy. There is a lot of humor in the book as well, and there are, the odd curse word if you're not afraid to hear a curse word every now and again. But she definitely uses humor and real life situations to be able to expand your mind and your beliefs about money. Oftentimes when you listen or read things like this, you aren't even aware of how you're feeling about money if you really have a negative association with it. If you're one of those people who has a high salary or seems high to everyone else, but you feel like you're always living paycheck to paycheck, there's obviously something there in your core of how you feel about money as to why you're maybe overspending, overexerting yourself, trying to keep up with the Joneses, and that's why you don't have enough money every month. So trying to understand your core beliefs about money can really help you in many aspects, I think. Hopefully that was helpful, guys. I tend to post 2 videos a week, so if you like this kind of thing, please subscribe. That would really help me out. But yeah, until then, I'll see you. Bye.